President Museveni has told the people of Mitooma that the NRM's primary contribution upon taking power was the restoration of peace, which he said was achieved by uniting the country and building national institutions such as the army, police, prisons and civil service. He made the remarks on Wednesday during his campaign rally at Kirambi Ruhinda Market Grounds in Mitooma district.
Nimbashaba mwena muhagire NRM oye, NRM oye, umugurusu w'enkofira oye, otafire oye, abanda ba flag bearers oye. Konkora kushijumaho mu Mitooma Ruhinda amashanyarazi gashikireyo rero za amaizi nagora abaningareba ibyaro bingi bina amaizi enguto mwagihurira tukagezaho twakora erukuruga ishaka kushika kasheshora ntuja kugenegeza kugisya rukungiri no kununkirira enguto iterehe Buzwera Nyakambu Kabohe Bugongi Kitagata Kabera kuja kugisya ahampaha kuzarukungiri ebyo natubino mpurani konka mugambira abantu baitu ba member wa parliament bareke kukwata bingi niko kutukereza.
He highlighted infrastructure progress in roads, health, education, electricity and water. Museveni also announced plans to upgrade Chiyende Health Center 2 and Iraramira Health Center 2 to Health Center 3s and to construct new Health Center 3s in Rotoche Town Council, Motara, Kabira, Nyachizinga and Katenga sub-counties. During the rally, the Minister for Internal Affairs, General Kahinda Otafide, cautioned Ugandans against taking the country's prevailing peace for granted, describing it as delicate as glass.
Twamarentaro zona experience teganisa no tetekereza heru konka Uganda etebekini mwimbusya meisho murebe bitkozero myaka 20 eyitunjiro usinje.
First Lady Janet Museveni praised Otafide for reminding Ugandans of the country's turbulent past and for the progress made since then.
Young population ya Uganda hati inabana bengi abazirwo myaka eja batakumanya hiturigire nkihanga rero nyoni ntekwa kusima ruhanga ukwatirire president weitu na NRM government myaka eji yona mwe base kwebembera ihangeri ngo kujenero tafire abanagamba entare zabere zirumu mu kubanza ebyo byone byabeire birumu bijagaraza cyaro hanga akwatize government eji ya leta obusinge ya leta obuteka yagarkanisa abantu twine kusima ruhanga ngwagoma kwatirire NRM.
She added that Uganda has become a source of hope for neighboring nations that are still unstable and thanked God for guiding President Museveni and the NRM government in steering the country forward. Electoral Commission Chairperson Justice Simon Bewakama has asked presidential candidates, their agents and supporters to stick to campaign guidelines already issued by the Commission as the country draws closer to the 2026 general election. Meeting presidential candidates' agents at the Electoral Commission headquarters in Kampala City on 3rd December 2025, Byabakama said although the campaign started peacefully, they have now turned chaotic with security deploying force in some instances to bring order.
The kind of election we want in this country can only be determined by ourselves and how we conduct ourselves on the choices we make, whether to obey the law, whether to conform to the guidelines or not, and also whether we act with decency and civility and courtesy, and to avoid the kind of tone, rhetoric or language that might incite some kind of feeling of militancy or anger or frustration among our supporters, because some of our supporters hang on to the words of their leaders, and therefore we have urged them that they should they should urge their candidates to ensure that the language they use, the way they conduct themselves, will determine largely on how peaceful the whole campaign process will be conducted.
Byabakama added that already a life has been lost, with several others injured in clashes between rivalry groups or in confrontations with security agencies. Some incidents have stemmed from processions that defy guidelines, especially the ban on large crowds marching along busy public roads.
So we have said, since there are those candidates who find their supporters at a campaign venue, it means all of us can do that. How do those people do it? You just urge your people that let me find you at a designated campaign venue. And we have told the agents, tell your candidates, let them appeal to their supporters. Please, when you follow me in these big numbers, you are going to attract security. Because security has cautioned us, the Electoral Commission has given us guidelines that we should avoid carrying out processions along public roads because we are disrupting other road users. And secondly, you cannot guarantee that all these people who are involved in this huge procession, riding motorcycles, that they are going to be careful, you have seen some of them knocking each other and so on and so forth. So that's why we have said, let the candidates or their agents or the respective political parties play their role and encourage their supporters, urge their supporters, caution their supporters. Please, this business of following our candidate is not allowed because you are creating something that the law does not permit.
The meeting was attended by David Rubongoya and Benjamin Katana of the National Unity Platform, National Resistance Movement represented by Moses Biaruhanga. Forum for Democratic Change was represented by Augustine Ojibile, Alliance for National Transformation, Rogers Bichina, and National Peasant Party by Frank Sentongo, among others. The meeting was also attended by the Police Director of Operations, Frank Mwesigwa.
The 2026 elections are heating up. Get front row access to every twist, turn, and triumph at newvision.co.ug/elections portal.